let folk know, East Baltimore or whatever, that they are loved and they're cared for. And that there are people in whatever places we find ourselves who will speak truths in relation to their suffering and will never reduce them solely to victims, even as they are victimized, that they can be agents who resist victimization. Maybe not at the moment, maybe they beat down, maybe they misguided, whatever it is. But we never give up on them, though you're never able to impact as many as you like or be impacted by. Because one still has much to learn from different East Baltimore and so forth. They know things we know not of. And I know that's certainly true for me because you see, I grew up on the chocolate side of town and we may have been broke as the Ten Commandments financially, but we were spiritually rich. That's why we had a neighborhood, not a hood. That when Donnie Hathaway was saying about the ghetto, he was saying about something positive. It was ghetto fabulous. It's true. There were voices coming out of that ghetto. There was courage coming out of that ghetto. There were movements coming out of that ghetto. When you say ghetto, it wasn't a put down. Whereas we got a major shift in the last 40 years. The hood is what? Survival of the slickest. Got guns, bullets flowing, drugs on the corners that come from outside, decrepit schools, indecent housing, and so forth. So people get beat down. And you say, even as you think you are beat down, you can bounce back. And that you are loved, we care for you, we're willing to tell the truth for you, sacrifice for you, live for you, die for you. Why? Because that's what folks did for me. And I try to pass that on. And once that becomes more contagious, and once they themselves even begin to reach that conclusion more and more, then it's a new day. But the history of black people in America is precisely this cycle. 244 years of white supremacist slavery is more than a nightmare. It's indescribable. 12 years a slave only touches the tip of an iceberg of what we were dealing with. And yet, here come love warriors, like Coltrane and James Baldwin and Martin King and Toni Morrison. What is it about these people that they keep dishing out these love warriors, given these structural and institutional forms of hatred and exploitation? Well, here we are now, 2014, neoliberal capitalist America, America hegemon and empire, and those on the underside have been rendered invisible for 30 years with a class war from above that pushed them to the margins. How are we going to bounce back? Well, you just watch it. Just watch it. And if we don't bounce back, then we didn't bounce back. That's like I tell the young folk all the time. I say, you all are lucky that you're living now because some of y'all are multi-millionaires and you can't even sing in tune. What does Aretha think? Why is it that you don't have groups like the Whispers, the main ingredient, the King Magic, and the Temptations, and the Delphonics, and the Dramatics, where they sing in harmony with different voices, listening to each other so beautifully that they touch your soul with tenderness, even as you're ready to fight. Now you just got the mic with one ego out there. You're a lyrical genius like Jay-Z or Kanye. Just one. Well, what happened? Well, these are structural and institutional issues. It's not just individual issues. If you can keep the power of black people somehow so atomized and privatized and individualized and don't come together, then you never produce a dramatic. You don't know what Ron Bass and DJ Reynolds really are. You'll never produce the Temptations and have a voice like David Ruffin again. Because you won't have mastery of your craft. You won't be invested enough to want to touch the souls of the people who come to your concert because you know you only there because they are there. James Brown used to give a concert 4 hours. He would go non-stop, and he would always end the concert. Have we played a song that somebody came to hear? Oh, you missed out on Soul Power. Hit it, Bootsy. 4 hours. That's not a market mentality. That's a service mentality. I bring the funk because I'm an extension of you all, and we in this together, and I know I am empowering you in some way. This is not just entertainment. I'm a spiritual warrior trying to make sense of the world. Glad I got my money, but it's not just